This is a special presentation of Manny Pacquiao's Blow by Blow. Any other use of materials, photos, and accounts without MP Promotions' consent is strictly prohibited. Previously on Manny Pacquiao presents Blow by Blow.
Lamada was on fire in the first round, somewhat slowed down from the second to the fourth round. At nakabalik po si Gusi, but not enough to convince the judges that he deserved the win. So this fight will go down as a majority draw. Wala pong talo, wala pong panalo. This was his professional debut. Ito po ang highlights ng laban. And you also notice that walang balance si Pangantao. So it was easy for Pantaleon to score knockdowns. Kasi wala masyadong balance, oh. And that time, tinamaan siya sa sikmura. He couldn't take it, so he just went down. And that was another knockdown scored. Good clear shot coming from Pantaleon. Ayun, hindi na masyadong klaro, but that was the end of the fight because wala na ding sinabi si Pangantao. I also thought that Pangantao was not in condition for this fight. The more prudent scorecard. So split draw po ang nangyari between Lombres and Saoy. Lombres was on fire from the start. Parang bulkan na umuusok. Parang taal volcano. Yung fog naging fog. Ayun, nakatama siya ng magandang kanan doon. And what a blistering start by Lombres. Pero antibay nitong Saoy. Sinalo niya yung mga tama. And never back down. But in round number 3, napansin po natin na unti-unti nauubusan na ng hangin si Lombres, although he was able to still sneak in some big punches. Yun ang malaking body shot galing kay Saoy in the 5th round. Nakatama na naman si Lombres. And another shot by Lombres, a big shot coming from Saoy. I actually thought that Lombres did enough to win this fight. He had the cleaner shots, although he tired out towards the end. But the judges scoring in a split draw, escaping defeat was Saoy. Lombres and Saoy going down in the history books.
Ladies and gentlemen, you take the fighter to the ring.
Yung bitago namin yung speed kasi nung unang laban ko dito sa Blue by Blue medyo bagal ako doon. Kaya ngayon siguro mabigay ko na yung speed ko at saka 100% kondisyon naman tayo.
Yung papa ko po. Sa bali po yung coach ko po magkakilala po sila tapos in-enroll lang po ako sa gym. Isip manalo, magiging world champion.
Nandito po tayo sa Mandaluyong College of Science and Technology Gymnasium in the heart of Metro Manila. Ang boxing capital po ng Metro Manila, Mandaluyong City. And we're here on Manny Pacquiao presents Blow by Blow in partnership with San Miguel Beer. Susunod na laban po natin, 6 rounds, 122 pounds. And that's gonna be against, or rather between Padagas kontra Masangkay, the Silent Destroyer. 122 pounds. Yan po ay super bantamweight division. 22 years old si Padagas. Wala pa po siyang talo. 2-0 ang record po niya. Si Jeto Masangkay, 5'5". So, he is 2 inches shorter. But interesting history ni Masangkay. He turned pro in 2018. Natalo po siya sa kanyang first fight. Tapos hindi na po siya lumaban 2019, 2020, 21, and 2022. So 4 years, napakante po si Masangkay. And now he's back. His record 2-1 and with 1 knockout. And we'll turn you over now to our ring announcer, Bobby Mondehar, for the official intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fighter coming into the ring, Jeto Masangkay. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fighter coming into the ring, Justine Padagas. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Pacquiao presents Blow by Blow here at Mandaluyong College of Science and Technology Gymnasium, Mandaluyong City, in partnership with San Miguel Beer, in coordination with Mayor Benjamin Abalos, Vice Mayor Menchi Abalos, and the City Council. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fighter fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 122.5 pounds. He has a record of 2 wins, 1 loss. He fighting out of Dumagit Boxing Stable, Davao del Sur. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeto Silent Destroyer Masangkay. Masangkay. Right across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 122.5 pounds. He has a record of 2 wins, no loss. Fighting out of Ground and Pound Boxing Gym, Antipolo City. Ladies and gentlemen, Justine Padagas. Padagas. Judges at ringside, Gerald Tomeldan, Elmer Lopez, Robert Bridges. Third man in the ring, referee Oliver Garcia. This will be 6 rounds of professional boxing.
Nabigyan ko na kayo ng finance instructions. Protektahan lang lagi ang sarili. Tasugad. Balik sa una.
6 rounds po tayo, and we're in the super bantamweight division. Jeto Masangkay ang tawag sa kanya, Silent Destroyer. Hindi natin alam kung bakit silent ito. Parang maingay eh. But he's the destroyer nonetheless. Si Jeto Masangkay, and he's wearing the blue gloves. Against Justine Padagas. Wearing the red gloves. Salpukan kaagad. And referee Oliver Garcia warning them, watch your heads, guys. Pareha po silang orthodox fighter. Si Masangkay is actually from Sarangani Province by way of Davao del Norte. That's where he now lives. Padagas is from Antipolo City. Padagas wearing the white trunks. Masangkay the black. Now take note si Padagas, wala pa po siyang talo. 2-0 on record po niya. This is his blow-by-blow debut. In his last fight, that was only in June, he scored a unanimous decision over 4 rounds over Brian Ornopia sa Flash Ballroom in Sucat. Nasabi nga natin kanina, si Masangkay, he had a 4-year layoff after turning pro in 2018. But he has come on strong. And last May, in Malang, North Cotabato, he scored a first-round knockout over J.R. Alemya. This is not only Jeto Masangkay's blow-by-blow debut, but this is his Metro Manila debut. So welcome, hindi lang po si Padagas, but si Masangkay rin to blow-by-blow. Longer reach, si Padagas. And let's see whether he can take advantage of that reach. Masangkay, the silent destroyer ang tawag sa kanya. He's fast on his feet, moving around, circling away from Padagas. There's the left jab coming from Masangkay. And very quickly raising up his gloves. Those are strong punches being thrown by Padagas.
10 seconds.
Wild swing by Masangkay. Not a very eventful first round.
Hey!
And that's it. End of round number 1, scheduled for 6. Super Bantamweight division. Ito po yung division that Manny Pacquiao ruled when he beat the IBF champion Lelo de Duaba in 2001. That was Manny Pacquiao's first fight on U.S. soil. It was a world championship fight that he took on about 2 weeks' notice when the original challenger of Leduaba, Enrique Sanchez, was injured in training. Ito po ang ating punch of the round. Tusok na tusok, pasok na pasok yon for the Silent Destroyer. That was the punch of the round, brought to you by San Miguel Beer. Padagas versus Masangkay. Masangkay has lost only once. Record po niya is 2-1-1 with 1 knockout. But again, yung one loss niya happened back in 2018 when he turned pro. That was when he was stopped in the first round in Agusan del Sur by Mark Antaran. Parang ang tagal na nun. But Masangkay has come back from a 4-year layoff and from that loss in 2018. Now let's see what the Silent Destroyer can do against Padagas. And for a super bantamweight, Padagas looks like he's got the right physique. He's long, he's lengthy. He can strike with those jabs. He can work combinations with that jab and right straight. The ideal physique for a fighter at this weight limit, 122 pounds. While si Masangkay naman, looks like he's a better mover on his feet, but kulang sa suntok. He's got to throw a lot more punches. Let his hands go. Wild swings by both these fighters. And that's what happens when you don't set up your punches. Now it's imperative for you to establish your style, set the pace. Masangkay missing wildly with that right. Now working the jab. More of that, and he tries another jab. Again, keeping on his toes and the balls of his feet. Si Masangkay, right straight thrown by Padagas. Nice left hook by Padagas, just as the Silent Destroyer was coming forward. The Silent Destroyer still has to establish his rhythm. Wala tayong nakikitang momentum that he's initiating sa laban. Padagas scoring with the left. And then he comes charging in. Padagas has not scored a knockout in his career, but he is undefeated 2-0. End of round number 2. Padagas' corner, Badong Dumasyan and Harvey Villena taking care of Padagas, the undefeated fighter from Antipolo, making his blow-by-blow debut. Ito po ang ating punch of the round. Brought to you by San Miguel Beer. Panurin po natin ulit. Left hand scored by Masangkay from close distance, and then he backs off. And if you're a fighter like Manny Pacquiao, you never back off. Once you hit your target, dapat sunod-sunod na yan. Gotta overwhelm your opponents with combinations, put pressure, and always keep your opponents on the defensive. Make your opponents respect you, but at the same time, you have to earn that respect. Masangkay throwing that left jab a little more authoritatively ngayon. Oh, maganda yung tama doon ni Padagas with the right hand. Wala naman, hindi nasundan yun. Masangkay now trying to set the pace by moving forward. Pero walang consistency, no? He's got to be more consistent. If he wants to attack, he's got to do it all the time. Put pressure on Padagas, who's the longer and the taller fighter. This is turning out to be a very tactical fight, as both these fighters showing good technique. They're technicians. And in the background, you can see Mandaluyong City Mayor Benjamin Abalos watching the action at ringside, together with Congressman J.C. Abalos and Congresswoman Samantha Santos. They're all here watching the action at the Mandaluyong College of Science and Technology. Oh, nakatama doon si Padagas. And look at his eyes widen. May killer's instinct to si Padagas. But he's got to translate that into punches that connect. Threw a big shot that time that missed. But he's got the right idea. Padagas is in there to inflict pain and punishment. That's how it is. You've got to earn the respect of your opponent by being a dangerous fighter. Ito talagang inuunahan na ni Padagas si Masangkay. Masangkay is on the receiving end of a lot of these punches. There's a slight swelling now on the left cheek of Masangkay. Good step back routine coming from Padagas. But when you step back, you've got to recoil. May pagkakataon yun.
10 seconds.
Grab every opportunity to create an opening and strike.
Hey!
A punch after the bell and an apology coming from Masangkay. Tinawanan lang siya ni Padagas in round number 3. Panoorin po natin ang punch of the round brought to you by San Miguel Beer. Missing with a wild shot there was Masangkay, but that was a picture-perfect left straight galing kay Padagas. And he's winning this fight. We're moving into round number 4. At
Second
this
shot.
stage, Jeffrey Dumagit at si Bong Escalicas in the corner. And here it is, round number 4 now. Masangkay Padagas. Padagas in the white trunks. Masangkay in the black trunks. Padagas, the undefeated fighter. Looking sharp. Pasok yun. Left jab coming from Masangkay. Here's Padagas throwing that punch and then moving away. And he's wary that ka-counter si Masangkay, and that's the reason why he's not standing in the pocket. Papasok siya, tatama, tapos lalabas at iiwas. You see that movement of his. He throws the punch and then he moves away. Gives you some lateral movement. And now it's a different style that Padagas is showing. Kanina nakita natin, it was Masangkay who was on the balls of his feet. Ngayon naman po si Padagas, siya yung gumagalaw dito using side-to-side movement. A lot of feinting being done. Padagas just waiting for Masangkay to make a mistake. Once he leaves an opening, then Padagas is there to take advantage. Padagas scoring that time. Shot to the body by Padagas. That left jab has been a good weapon para kay Padagas. Masangkay, now it's his turn to move around. He looks a little disorganized at this point. Padagas has to throw or show a lot more artillery. Wala, halos walang pinapakita dito si Masangkay. It's all Padagas so far in this round.
10 seconds.
Left hand connected by Padagas. And then, look at those misses by Masangkay. Yung sinasabi natin kanina about stepping back and moving away from your opponent. Good defensive leg work by Padagas. Round number 5 coming up. Punch of the round. Panurin po natin. Brought to you by San Miguel Beer. Masangkay connecting that time. Left straight. Flush in the face of Padagas. The punch of the round. Cornerman attending to Padagas. Well, over on the other side, Masangkay is already on his feet. Raring to go. Round number 5 coming up. More left jabs coming from Padagas, but that time, nakatama si Masangkay. He feels he has the advantage.
Oh, hold it. Stop.
He feels he hurt Padagas. He's not letting him off the hook. Kung sakasakali man nasaktan niya si Padagas. Padagas is fighting back. You see the forward movement of Masangkay. He wants to turn this into a slugfest. But Padagas is not obliging. Papasok si Masangkay. Paatras si Padagas. You see that movement here. Paatras si Padagas. And then all of a sudden he'll stand his ground. That's exactly what happened there when he shot that left jab. Paatras-atras siya tapos biglang papara at tatama. That's been the style of this fight. That has been the tenor. We're in round number 5. Both fighters throwing leather but not connecting solidly. Not enough to hurt each other. As we have less than a minute to go in round number 5. Padagas versus Masangkay. Masangkay trying to pin Padagas into a corner. And now it's the other way around. It's Masangkay's back along the ropes. 10-second clapper coming up. We're nearing the end of round number 5.
9 seconds.
And that's the end of the round.
Hey!
One more coming up. Punch of the round brought to you by San Miguel Beer. Panoorin po natin. A left jab. Almost like a left straight connected by Padagas through the defense ni Masangkay. Pasok ng pasok yun. Right on the money. Punch of the round brought to you by San Miguel Beer. Almost in the bag now for Justine Padagas, who's hoping to preserve his unbeaten record. He's 2-0, has not scored a knockout in his career. Jeto, the silent destroyer, Masangkay, has been too silent in this fight. Round number 6 na po ito. This is the last round of this contest. The crowd urging both these fighters to give it all they've got. This could decide it. This round could decide the outcome. And you notice si Padagas kumisa nagpapakanto siya, no? Because he knows how to fight off the ropes, off the corners. Both fighters missing. But Padagas showing certainly much better technique than Masangkay. It's a very tactical fighter. And that has been the tenor of this fight from the start. Pumapasok si Masangkay. Kuminsan, nagpapa-corner si Padagas, then he moves away. That lateral movement of Padagas, and then all of a sudden he stops, throws that left jab, and scores points. And looks like Padagas is coasting. He knows he's ahead on points. At least in our unofficial scorecard, he should be able to win this handily. Less than a minute to go in this fight. And Padagas is just circling away from Masangkay. And if you know that Masangkay is a come-forward, straight-away fighter, yun ang gagawin mo. Kanya nahihilo ito si Masangkay sa kakagalaw ni Padagas, but that's the style. Styles make fights. And Padagas has been able to establish control in this fight. Ito, patakbo-takbo na lang siya, no? He's coasting. And he knows he's got this in the bag. And that's the end of the fight. 6 rounds are over. And the way we see it, Padagas will remain undefeated. Masangkay goes down on his knees. He's got a lump underneath his left eye. This will go to the scorecards. Both fighters making their blow-by-blow debuts. Ito po ang punch of the round natin. Tumama ng kaliwa doon. Watch it here. There's the left hand connected by Padagas. Yung sinasabi natin kanina, Padagas is a fighter who knows how to fight off the corners, off the ropes. Kung minsan nagpapakanto siya, realizing that kaya niyang lumaban even with his back to the corner and against the ropes. Good technician si Padagas. Siguro kulang na lang sa kanya a little bit of power. Wala pa po siyang knockout that he has scored in his professional career. He should win this one handily. But again, you'll never know. Depende yan sa decision ng mga judges. So we go to the scorecards with Gerald Tomeldan, Elmer Lopez, and Robert Bridges. Sabi nga natin kanina, meron po tayong imported among our judges in this fight. Si Bobby Bridges, who lives in Pampanga, has done a lot of charity work for indigents and school children all over Pampanga, and has also been awarded and cited by the World Boxing Council for his philanthropic activities in the Philippines. Bobby Bridges, saludo po tayo sa kanya. It's a good friend of our dear friend Bruce McTavish. And if Bruce McTavish is watching us, we wish him well. We greet him. Legendary boxing judge and international referee. Padagas kontra Masangkay. Sino kaya ang nanalo? Malalaman po natin in just a while. Ito, okay. Nakay ring announcer Bobby Mondehar na ang score sheet. And he will be reading the decision in a minute. Do we have it? Okay, ito na si Bobby Mondehar.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, here are the scores of the 3 judges. Judge Lopez scored it 58-56. Judge Bridges scored it 59-55. Judge Tomeldan scored it 59-55. Winner by unanimous decision, Justine Padagas.
Yun na po.
Padagas.
It's official. Si Justine Padagas, a well-deserved victory by unanimous decision. And he had the better of the exchanges. He controlled the fight. He established his style. He took the initiative. He did what he had to do to win. He coasted when he wanted to coast. Unanimous decision victor, Justine Padagas. Ito po ang mga highlights ng laban. Round number 1. Pasok po yung left jab. galing kay The Silent Destroyer. And in round number 2, more action. You know, and after several rounds, Padagas figured out kung anong dapat niyang gawin to beat Masangkay. Napansin niya si Masangkay is a fighter who will just come straight forward to you. Walang masyadong side movement. Although in the beginning, he was on the balls of his feet. But nung ipakita ni Padagas ang kanyang footwork and side-to-side movement, yung kanyang left jab, and then darting away, taking a step back. Good technique. A skillful fighter, Justine Padagas, remains undefeated. Ang record po niya ngayon is 3-0. We'll see more of him for sure, but he's got to add power. More power. Wala pa po siyang knockout in his record of 3-0. Padagas, a victor by unanimous decision over Jeto, the Silent Destroyer, Masangkay.